Welcome to your deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at conversational hypnosis for smoking cessation.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be looking at some excerpts from a training by Virginie, who's a leading expert in advanced conversational hypnosis.
Right.
A lot of people want to quit smoking.
Yeah.
But what if their conscious desire isn't really the whole story there?
Well, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imir's approach really challenges how we think about change.
Yeah.
She suggests that when a client says, "I want to quit smoking," it's
Yeah.
often more of a conscious guess than a reflection of their true unconscious desires.
Hold on, a guess.
Yeah.
Don't people usually know what they want?
Well, yeah, that's where things get
Go.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Imir distinguishes between conscious truth and unconscious truth.
Okay.
And conscious truth is what we think we want,
Mm-hmm.
while unconscious truth represents the underlying needs and the motivations that actually drive our behavior.
Okay, so an example of that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So think of it like this. Imagine someone who is constantly seeking validation from others,
Okay.
right? So their conscious truth might be, "I want to be successful."
Mm-hmm.
But their unconscious truth could be, "I need to feel loved and worthy."
Okay, I see. So it's
Yeah.
not like they're lying about wanting to quit smoking.
Yeah.
It's just that their conscious mind might not be fully aware
Yeah,
of the deeper reasons behind it.
right.
Yeah.
And Imir argues that this distinction is super crucial for therapists.
Oh, yeah.
She suggests that getting too caught up in specific hypnosis scripts or techniques
Okay.
might actually miss the mark.
You mean because those techniques are addressing the symptom rather than the deeper unconscious need that's driving the behavior?
Yeah, that's right.
Like treating a cough,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just suppress the cough with medicine.
Exactly.
But if the underlying cause is allergies,
Exactly.
yeah, it's just going to keep coming back.
But it's the same with smoking, right?
Yeah.
If you only address the surface desire without understanding the unconscious truth,
Yeah.
lasting change is unlikely.
She even says that therapists spend too much time on the hypnosis side
Yeah.
and not enough on the therapy side.
Right.
That's pretty shocking,
Yeah.
Is she saying that hypnosis isn't as effective as we think it is?
Well, I think it's more nuanced than that. She's not saying that it's useless,
No.
but just that it's one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
She advocates for ACH, Advanced Conversational Hypnosis,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
seems to place more emphasis on the therapeutic understanding of the client's unconscious world.
So how's that different from traditional hypnotherapy?
Right.
I'm just curious, what that looks like.
So unfortunately, our source material doesn't dive super deep into
No.
ACH.
Yeah.
But from what's hinted at, it seems to go beyond simply inducing a hypnotic state and focus more on uncovering these deep-seated motivations and needs that we were talking about.
So less about the trance and more about understanding the why behind behavior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and that brings us to another really empowering point that she makes.
Okay.
She says, don't worry about being good at smoking cessation or anxiety
Okay.
because you're not actually treating those things anyway.
Wait, what does she mean?
So what she's saying is that
Yeah.
the client's initial request,
Okay.
"I want to quit smoking" or whatever,
Yeah.
it's just a starting point.
Okay.
It's not the end goal.
Mm-hmm.
The real work is uncovering the true need that lies beneath that surface desire.
Okay.
So it could be stress relief,
Mm-hmm.
could be a way to cope with difficult emotions or
Yeah.
a sense of control.
So the therapist is not trying to cure smoking or anxiety,
Exactly.
but rather helping the client understand and address the root of the issue.
That's precisely it. And that's why she says you're not actually treating those things,
Right.
but rather guiding the client on a journey of self-discovery
Yeah.
to address the deeper underlying causes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So instead of just attacking the symptom,
Yeah.
we need to look deeper
Right.
and ask
Yeah.
why am I smoking in the first place?
Exactly.
It's almost like our conscious mind is giving its best guess
Right.
about what it wants.
Yeah. It's almost like we're operating on autopilot,
Yeah.
following these ingrained patterns
Mhm.
without even questioning the underlying motivations.
Yeah.
That's why those traditional methods of quitting, willpower,
Yeah.
aversion therapy,
Yeah.
they might not be getting to the core issue.
So Imir's method is more about
Yeah.
understanding those motivations rather than just forcing a change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Instead of just like fighting the symptom, she's saying, let's explore the unconscious mind. Uncover those driving forces behind the behavior.
Yeah.
It's like those detective shows where they're not just looking at the crime scene. They're digging into the suspect's past, their relationships, the whole picture.
Okay, so how does all this, like this deep dive into the unconscious, actually help someone quit smoking?
Well, let's think about it.
Yeah.
If you understand that your smoking habit might be tied to like a need for stress relief, you can start to find like healthier ways to manage stress, like mindfulness, exercise, whatever works for you. You're not just saying don't smoke. You're giving yourself alternative tool to meet that underlying need.
It's like instead of taking away the cigarette, you're giving someone a whole toolbox to deal with what's going on.
And this idea of a disconnect between our conscious desires and our unconscious motivations, that isn't just limited to smoking. You think about procrastination. On the surface, you might want to finish that project, but like fear of failure or a need for perfection might be driving you to put it off.
Or even in relationships.
Yeah, totally.
You might consciously be looking for like a loving partner, but unconsciously choose people that repeat old patterns.
Exactly.
Or fulfill some unmet need from your past.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Recognizing this disconnect allows us to become like more aware of those like deeper forces shaping our choices.
So it's like we need to become detectives of our own minds.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
You know, pay attention to like the whispers coming from that unconscious part of ourselves.
And that's the power of Imir's approach, right? Understanding the why behind our behaviors allows us to create change that sticks, that truly aligns with like our deepest needs and desires.
It's not just about quitting smoking.
Right.
It's about becoming more aligned with ourselves on like a fundamental level.
Exactly. And that can ripple outward, affect all areas of life.
So for our listeners out there, you know, that are on this journey to quit smoking, what's the one thing that they should take away from all of this?
I would say this. Don't just focus on like the desire to quit. Explore the why. Why do you smoke? What need does it fulfill? What are the feelings or beliefs that are driving this habit?
It's about getting curious. Not just about the behavior. But about your inner world. All the complexities in there.
Because within that inner world, you might find the key to lasting change.
This deep dive has been so insightful.
Yeah, it has.
It's like a whole new perspective, not just on quitting smoking, but on personal transformation, like as a whole.
It's amazing, isn't it? These techniques, while seemingly so specific, open up such broad insights into human behavior and motivation.
So now for you listening out there,
we
want to leave you with like a thought-provoking question.
If our conscious mind is often making these best guesses about what we want. How can we tune into the whispers of our unconscious in other areas of our lives?
That is a powerful question. Something to really sit with and explore.
Absolutely.
And you know what? We can always deep dive into that later. It's like we have this inner compass, right? But we've gotten so used to relying on, you know, like external maps and directions that we've forgotten how to really listen to its guidance.
It's a beautiful analogy. You know, you have this like innate wisdom within, but we often let our conscious minds with their fears and limiting beliefs kind of drown out the whispers of our intuition.
So how do we start tuning back into that?
It takes practice and intention. If you're looking to reconnect with that inner wisdom, practices like mindfulness and introspection can be incredibly helpful. They help you to like become more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, bodily sensations, all those subtle signals that are often messages from your unconscious.
So like instead of just reacting to a craving or an impulse, you know, you just pause. You take a breath and you ask yourself, what's really going on here? What am I feeling?
Precisely. And the more you practice this, the more attuned you become to those like subtle whispers. And then you can start making choices that are in alignment with your deeper needs and values.
It's almost like reclaiming your power.
Exactly.
Isn't it? Like you're taking back the reins and making these conscious choices that are in harmony with your whole self.
Exactly. And that's a truly empowering place to be. You're not a slave to your habits or your impulses anymore.
Right.
You're in the driver's seat.
This deep dive has been absolutely fascinating.
It has.
We started with smoking cessation.
Right.
But we ended up exploring, the very nature of consciousness and choice.
And that's the beauty of these deep dives.
Yeah.
You never know where they'll lead.
Right.
But the journey is always enriching.
Well, thank you for joining us on this exploration.
Oh, thank you.
We hope it sparked some curiosity and inspired you to listen more closely to those whispers of your own unconscious wisdom.
Absolutely.
And as you continue on your journey to quit smoking, remember to keep exploring that inner landscape. Ask yourself those tough questions.
Yeah.
What need is this habit fulfilling? What will truly satisfy me?
Right.
Because within those answers lies the key to lasting change.
Exactly.
That's it for this deep dive.
See you next time.